Hello students, this is Navajyoti Bhattacharjee, Assistant Professor, Department of Mathematics, Pandit Deendayal Upadhyay Government Model College, Katlichara, a teacher in charge of VSc NSS. This is lecture 10 of VSc NSS, and in this video we will discuss adoption of village. We have already discussed some topics on VSc NSS, and this is our next video. So the first step of adoption of village is selection of area. Now this is very important for the program officer to select area or to choose the area where the population size is small and geographical span is not too big, and if possible without many hurdles or geographical barriers. So these are the two aspects which is very important before selecting a village. Another point is the location of the village, because the location of the village must be within the coverage range of the NSS unit, because the NSS unit works from an institution, means from a college or university, and the volunteers are nothing but students, so they have to maintain both the sides, both work as NSS volunteer and maintain their academic life. So the location of the village must not be too far so that they will face any problem in managing both study and the NSS projects. And final point is, before selecting a village, the volunteers must ensure that the community is cooperative and willing to perform developmental work. The community must be cooperative, otherwise the NSS unit will not find people to work with them. Without the help of the local community, it is impossible to implement any project or planning. So the volunteers must ensure this one point, that the people of the community want this developmental work in their village. And these can be understand by conducting a survey. So this is our next point, community assessment. Now what is a community assessment? Assessing a community according to their social structure, economic structure, and the local cultures. So you have to conduct a survey to understand the society, the economy, and the culture of a village or a community. The survey must be focused on understanding the problem of the community. Means the village or the community may face the problems related to health or education or economy or legal aid. So while doing the survey, the question must be designed in such a manner that they are specific to understand the problem faced by the people of the village or the community. So when you understand their problem, the program officer along with the volunteers can design specific programs to resolve the issues. So compilation of the challenges is very much important in designing the projects. Okay, so it is very important, and without knowing the problem you will not come to know from where you will get the help, because without the local people's help or help from a specific person, it is not possible to run a project, full time project in a village or within a small group of people. So the survey must be conducted by the program officer to understand all these aspects. Okay, now these lies our next step, because when you understand the problem of a community, you will come to know that who is the specific person from whom you can ask help, because not all the people in the village is able to help you, or at the far will understand your problem. As a volunteer who wants to communicate with the people of the village and understand the problems, or sorry, or to help them in different parts. So here comes our next point, that is collaboration. Now, the being an NSS volunteer or a program officer, you must collaborate with the local people. Now, who are the local people? Suppose you have a problem of sanitation or water supply, you will talk with the local municipal or gram panchayat or PHE. You have a problem of suppose education, so you will talk with the nearby teachers, education board, IS officers, who can help you to set up a temporary school or something like that, so that you can teach the people first and these people will teach the students. This is a temporary setup, but at least with that setup the children will learn something. So in the collaboration section you will select the people, the influential people in the village or within the community, who can who can become a bridge between volunteers and the local people, who can arrange different stuffs or mobilize the resources for conducting the programs or the projects. So it is very important to find those people and communicate with them and work with them. Further, the volunteers must do one more thing, that is, volunteers should conduct skill enhancement program for the local people, so that the project started by the NSS will be continued after the completion of the NSS program. So when the NSS program is completed, the volunteers must ensure that they have uh, generated or created few peoples within the village who can continue their work, so that the village or the community will not suffer this problem once again in their life. So for that they need to teach or create those people within the community. So it is another aspect of collaboration, means they have to create a selfless section of people who work for their own community, and to work for their own community they need some skill, and the volunteers will teach them those skills. If it is education, they will teach them subject. If it is sanitation, they will teach them how to deal with the people. If it is legal aid, then they will teach how to work with law. So these are the things that the NSS volunteer must teach, so that the local people can handle their problems by their own when the NSS project is over. So collaboration, I think you have understood, it is very important, and without collaboration it is not possible to conduct any program. Now what are the programs? Few programs we have listed here. First is health and sanitation program, or organizing health camps, awareness on hygiene practice and practical implementation on sanitation, in educational support, conducting literacy campaigns, providing books and other materials for education, and supporting local schools by training local people in different subjects. Agricultural development, in agricultural development they can train the farmers to use modern and sustainable farming techniques. One more step in the skill and enhancement, they can conduct different programs to teach the local people few skills to generate the employment, like barber, like sewing, like computer skill. These are some skills that they can learn and earn their living. So these are the few programs that NSS volunteers can organize to at least kickstart the process of development. Because when you start the process of development in any adopted village or community, you will come to know that how your programs and these projects help the people, and whether it is helping the people or not. And which comes the final part of our lecture, that is, when you start a program for the people of the community, then on having all these things, you need to know how to monitor and evaluate. Monitoring and evaluation is very important aspect of any NSS project in the process of adoption of village. So you need to monitor, recalibrate your methodology and evaluate the results. After each program you have to you have to evaluate the outcome, and if it is not satisfactory, change the methodology and again apply the process, so that in the end whatever your goal it may be, it will be accomplished. And it is the duty of the program officer to monitor the entire process of village adoption and evaluate each and every step after each and every program, check the outcome, make necessary adjustment when it is necessary, and then implement the result. When you implement the result, you evaluate the outcome, monitor the process. This is the to and fro work that the program officer must perform in order to get maximum outcome from a project. So these are the few points that I have discussed. So you can learn more about these points from Google. You can find many examples in the Google regarding monitoring and evaluation or selection of area, collaboration, assessment, everything. Okay, thank you.